One, two, one, two. Hello. Hi, you're with Scott. This is my Twitch stream, again, for the second time in like 2 hours. I've got a little friend to show you. There he is. There he is. This is Marlo. Say hello, Marlo. You're saying hello to the stream. Are you saying hello to the stream? It's Marlo. This is Marlo. Marlo's my new doggy. And I'll tell you all about my old doggies and my new doggy some other time. But just so you know. Just so you know. Give his kiss. Where's Daddy's kiss? My good boy. Go on then. You bugger about. 1, 2, 1, 2. Should I just check you can hear me? Should I just check you can hear me? Should I just check you can hear me? Think so. Should I just check you can hear me? Think so. Should I just check you can hear me? Think so. Should I just check you? Okay. Excuse me. So we're here on stream. We're here on Twitch stream. Ganji Kid on Twitch. True Binaural and ASMR on my True Binaural and ASMR channel on YouTube. Battery Exhausted on YouTube. Ganji Kid on YouTube. Ganji Kid on Twitch. We're here. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear. Angel FX. This is mono on a very cheap USB mic. Because you know what, it's insane. I've got some really nice mics. I've got my ASMR mics and stuff. They go into an audio interface, which goes into the computer, which OBS can't work with. OBS is the streaming software that's free that I'm using on my sort of scuffed old Mac. My actual camera that I use for recording things as a webcam, because the old Mac doesn't have a webcam. OBS for free. Stream setup, which I'm going to try and work on and develop. We're going to try and get a more permanent stream setup because it allows me to make content far more easily. We're going to improve the mics. We're going to improve the setup. We're going to aim towards one of those powerful gaming PCs that can run all the games that we're going to play together as part of this stream. But also this stream is just chatting, it's lifestyle, it's conversation. It might be some ASMR if we can get that rigged up. It's you know, the way I look at Twitch, I think it's fantastic because it records it for me, so I can edit it later into a YouTube video. It's a live format, so that's kind of different. You know, it's unedited live, and that will also appear fully stream archived on YouTube. It's kind of free. There's a barrier to entry on equipment and kit, but I've got bits of kit. It's kind of free. I'm a bit late to the game, of course, but yeah, it's a really interesting medium. It's a really interesting platform. It's freeform as well, from what I've seen. You can go anywhere with it. You can talk to people. You can do interviews. You can, you know, because you understand media and you watch it, you can do so much on Twitch, and I look forward to doing so much. So that's my little intro out of the way. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a tier list of bears. So let's have a quick look at what we've got so far, because this is part 2 of the video. We've already done. I'm moving down here to the microphone. That's not what I should be doing, is it? Just poke it up a bit. Just poke it. Can you just book it up a bit? Don't look at the telly over there. You can look at the telly, not me. I should look at you over there, shouldn't I? Or the don't. Anyway, I'm going to be looking at the telly because I've got my my pictures of bears on the telly, haven't I? So I'm going to be looking over there. But when you see me, It all makes sense. Hang on, look. See? That makes sense now, doesn't it? I'm now looking at the tier list and not the telly. But actually, in real life, I am looking at the telly, and now I'm looking at you. So, as long as that makes sense to you, we're away, aren't we? Let me just prepare. In the other window, I'm just going to resize the old webcam so we can go back to that and look at bears. So this is where we got up to so far. We've been rating bears. Let's see if my memory serves me from an hour ago. Our lowest ranked bear, the poor sloth bear, which feeds mainly on termites. It's quite a small bear. It's not the smallest, but it's one of the smallest. And it looks so scraggy, didn't it? It looks so rough and scraggly. Do you want to see this sloth bear? I'm going to have to do this recap quick because we need to get ranking bears as soon as possible. But let's switch back so now you can see us again. Hello. You got me now? I'm looking at the bears? Yeah. Right. So sloth bear is our bottom ranked bear. The poor sloth bear there, the scruffy sloth bear, still quite scary. And I did say in the last episode that my ranking system's kind of based on the shock and awe that I would feel if I encountered one of these in the wild, and the amount of fear that I would have. Incidentally, if you can hear any gnawing sounds, my dog is eating a bone down on the floor. It's not a real animal bone, it's like a chewy thing. So he's chewing on that, and you might be able to hear it on the mic. And if you can, I want you to imagine what a bear would sound like chewing on your leg. Scary. So that's a sloth bear. Don't have nightmares about the sloth bear. That's a sloth bear. And we've also been ranking some other bears, haven't we? So above that we've got this sun-crested sun bear, which was a smaller bear. It's an Asian bear, as is the sloth bear. But it's quite pretty, so we ranked it slightly higher. It was the smallest bear, wasn't it? I have to keep jumping between these two windows. Look, the smallest bear of all the bears. Sun bear. Quite pretty. So we liked that bear, didn't we? We liked that bear. So we rated it a D. Above that, at the C ranking, we have the spectacled bear, or the Andean bear. See, my memory, like, honestly, I'm not looking at this other window. Like, this other window is, sorry, let me switch fade. This other window is not revealing these facts to me. I'm remembering them from the last video. So the Andean bear, like a big dog, big scary dog. Ooh, big, and these bears, like, that's £400 worth of bear, that is. Bush, big, not £400 in monetary value, pound sterling, but in weight, coming at you. Bush, 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 big old bear. And of course, the other bear that we rated was the panda bear. And if you want to find out all these facts and weights and information, then either visit bearwithus.org or watch my other video, the one before where I talked about these bears. Okay, so we've got some ratings. That's how we're going so far. And we're about to move up the ranking scale to bear number 4. And we're starting to get into some big bears now. Right, I'm just going to flex my shoulders a little and suck my tea. Ready for these big bears. Asiatic black bear. This is I want to sit up, don't I? I want to sit up and have the mic where I am, not move into the mic. Can't get used to this. Asiatic black bear, Himalayan black bear, moon bear. The moon bear, Ursus tibetanus, Thibetanus, Ursus, and Ursus again, so bear, Ursus, Ursine, Thibetanus. I think that's supposed to be Tibet related, but I don't know. I mean, is that the Latin for Tibet? Himalayan, or the moon bear? They're cool names, aren't they? Himalayan bear, moon bear. Asiatic bears have long black fur with a distinct white patch on the chest that's often crescent-shaped. Let's have a quick look. Whoa. I mean, even though there's nothing else really for context in the picture other than a tree and some leaves, you know that's a big bear, don't you? And the other thing, it's up a tree, isn't it? It's up a tree. So if you're just chuffing around in the jungle or the Himalayas, it's the jungle. You wouldn't call it the jungle, would you? It comes out of India, doesn't it? The Himalayas. It's Asiatic, Asia. I mean, Asian jungle. Anyway, if you're walking around in the trees and you look up and there's that looking down at you, boom! I'm frit right there. I'm frit. I'm walking slowly backwards, very quietly, trying not to spook it. Hoping it's not jumping down and coming at me. So that's up there on the rankings list straight away. You know that's a big chunky, well ranked bear. Look at that one. Courtesy of Wildlife SOS. Some fencing. I mean, is this a captive bear, or has this bear been roaming around in some more urban areas? There's a road behind it. Have they come and found this bear? I don't know the story behind the picture, but that is a chunky bear. It even looks quite young, doesn't it? It looks like a juvenile. But, oh, it's like a hippo of a bear. Where's the weight? The other bears have been telling us their weight. They've all said about the weight. This one doesn't say about the weight. So unbeknownst to you, I'm going to open another window that you're not going to be able to see. And I'm just going to ask Google about Asiatic bear weight. And I'll tell you that adults are about 100 centimeters tall. It's quite tall, isn't it? Oh no, that's at the shoulder. That's just if they're on all fours on the ground, 100 centimeters. If they're stood up, like, you know, on the back legs, it'd be about 190 centimeters. So bigger, taller than me, taller than you, unless you're really tall. The adult males weigh about 200 kilograms, 400 pounds, 440 pounds. Average weight of about 135 kilograms, or 290, about 300 pounds for an average male, and female about the same. Right, so this one, look, peeking out from a tree. Like, it's up a tree, but it's 300 pounds of weight up a tree. Like, it's massive. Like, if that dropped on you, like if it just jumped on you, like, well, crunch. Like, that is fearsome. And it's got these little eyes. I know, I said in the last video, you can often see sentience in the eyes of animals. You know, you can recognise sentience in the eyes of animals. But some animals have got a sort of terrifying... like, there is some kind of sentience, but you know that it's just looking and thinking, am I eating that? Like, that's just the number one thing going on in its brain. Am I eating that? And if it's looking at you and thinking it, oh, you don't want that. Foamy at the mouth. Just big. Just tough. And beautifully, it has these little perky ears on top, doesn't it? These little mitten ears, which give it an extra cute like little finesse. But you can't. There's no amount of Mickey Mouse ears is going to cute that big chonker up for me. That's never going to be like. It's not because it's chonky that it's not cute. It's because it's got those eyes and the teeth and the big claws and the look. Let's find out a bit more. The fur around the shoulders and throat is particularly long. That's for protection, isn't it? That's probably why they look so bulky. And the fact they're massive and bulky. And their ears are relatively large. Asiatic black bears live in Eastern Asia. Do you want to see that little picture of the little one? The little baby one? I bet you do, don't you? I bet you want to see the little picture of the little baby one. But unless you're in my chat telling me what to do, you're going to have to, you know, get in the chat, tell me. Click on that little baby one, and I'll click on it and you can see it. Look, I'll do it now. I've brought it up. I don't got a little bear. I'd still bite your little face. He could bite your little face off. He could bite my nose off, that bear. He could easily bite my nose off. Choff. I bet they get big quick as well, don't they? Big old head on that. But still cute. Wildlife SOS there. Cage. Don't know what the situation is. Probably a rescue bear, isn't it? Asiatic black bears live in Eastern Asia, including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Cambodia, China, India, the Islamic Republic of Iran, although I don't think they're affiliated religiously, Japan, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the DPRK, so that's like North Korea, isn't it? Lao People's Democratic Republic, Malaysia, Mongolia. I wonder why they don't have come into South Korea. Mongolia, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Russian Federation, Taiwan and Vietnam. So this is the Asia. This is like the whole of Asia, China, all of that, India, Afghanistan. It's just, if you can get a bear in there roaming around, it's going to be this big fucker of a bear roaming around there. That's the one you're getting. The Asiatic black bear, and it's, you know, you're going to recognise it if you see it because it's massive and it's black and it's a bear. So, Asiatic black bears are more carnivorous than their American counterparts, although only a small part of their diet is made up of meat. I was saying this in the last episode. Even though they're carnivorous, and you would look at that and just think, you know, that's eating whatever it chooses. It's got to catch it first, hasn't it, I suppose? And a lot of animals are quite quick. Up a tree, you know. But it's big. You think a big old carnivore, so it's got to be eating whatever it wants, and it wants to eat meat, raw, ripped flesh, raw. But actually, no. The majority of their diet is fruit and veg. I say fruit and veg, you know, plants. They're not like peeling pineapples and stuff, right? So, yeah, but you know, the majority of their diet is not made up of animal flesh. This includes, so this is their diet, right? Small mammals, birds, fish, mollusks, and carcasses. But they also feed on grasses, fruits, berries, seeds. Seeds. Could you imagine that big chonker? You know, seeds, insects, and honey. It's a real varied diet. In autumn, they fatten up for winter by feeding on nuts. Nuts. I just want to check you can still hear me. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. You can hear me. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. You can hear me. I just want to check you can still hear me. Nuts. You can hear me. I just want to check you can still hear me. So these fellas are eating nuts and getting fat. Fellas, fellesses, fells, non-binary, gender specific. These animals are eating nuts to get fat for winter. Protein and fats in nuts. In northern climates, they hibernate. In southern climates, they do not hibernate. So if you're in a southern, more warm climate, they're like the thugs of the bear, out all the time. All the time. So you think in winter, you say bears are sleep at night. They're still chonking around, scary, up trees. A lot of these pictures have been up trees. That's a 400-pound bear up a tree. Okay, and if you're in a jungle in Asia, in the Himalayas, mountains, whatever, you're not looking up trees for you're not worrying about what you're worrying down on the floor, aren't you? It's snakes, and so you're up at a tree, up in a tree. Big old bear. So when it comes to rating this bear, let's switch up to the ratings. This is where the magic happens. I have to guess which of these final 4 bears is the Asiatic black bear, and I'm guessing it's that one. Well, I know it's that one. Straight up there. It's either A star or A, isn't it? We'll find out when we learn about these final 3 bears whether this is the top bear. So for now, we're just going to whack it in A. Absolute solid A. 400-pound bear. Absolutely a solid A. If that come charging at you, they're all over everywhere. Asia, Russia, China, everywhere. A. I mean, do you want me to explain any more? No. You know it's an A. I know it's an A. Solid. Right, back to the bears. Bear number 3, polar bear. Bear number 2, you can see this, so I'm not, spoilers alert, but bear number 2 is the brown bear, and bear number 1 is the North American black bear. Oh, I see, right, there's a North American version of the Asiatic. Okay, we'll go this way around then. Polar bear. I love a polar bear. Do you not love a polar bear? You love a polar bear. Not one specific polar bear, I mean. I'm not saying that you have a polar bear as a partner. I mean, the polar bears, oh, come on. Who doesn't love a polar bear? They're just so beautiful, stunning. Like, they're always known for being, like, white, aren't they? But they're not this sort of, like, ice white, like the ice around them. They've always got some kind of tone to them. I always find, which is always like really. I mean, it almost looks like they're glowing with warmth, doesn't it? And they're such pretty faces for bears. Such pretty faces. I've always wondered as well, evolution and all that. The white. It's because up there in the snow, you want to be camouflaged against the snow. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the. So the white ones are more successful at hunting, maybe, yeah? So then why do they, in the nose? Why in the nose? Because that stands out. You think they'd either have like hair or cover their, no, the big old woo-woo, polar bear, right on the nose. Anyway, polar bears they're just beautiful, aren't they? Look. If there's ever a bear you want to cuddle out of this list so far, not that it's a good idea. That's how you'd end up. If you went to cuddle a bear, you'd be... I mean, that's a bit graphic for the old Twitch, isn't it? We're just going to skip off that. It's not awful, it's just, animals feeding on a few bones. But, it does look a bit graphic. I don't know. Don't ban me, please, on my first day of Twitch. On my first day of Twitch, I got banned for. Anyway, look, what are we doing? We're talking about polar bears. They're among the largest bears in the world. Adult males may reach 800 kilograms. An adult male polar bear may be 1,760 pounds. That's bigger than Eddie Hall. I mean, that's huge, isn't it? That's a massive bear. It's a giant. In Ontario, that's Canada, isn't it? Chuffing around Canada. The largest male bear recorded from live capture research studies. So that means it's still alive when they've caught it. Tranquilizer dart, my guess is, because 1,439 pounds of bear in Ontario. The average weight of male polar bears in Ontario is about 500 kg, 1,100 pounds. Adult female bears are smaller at 660 pounds. And that's what it's telling us about the polar bear, isn't it? Ursus maritimus, maritimus, Ursus maritimus, maritimus. Polar bear is the one with the least information. But I suppose what more do you need to know? It's up there in the snow. It's eating on seals and fish. It's the only one that's not using plants in its diet in a regular fashion, I'm guessing, unless you get really cold seaweed. But a magnificent, top bear. One of the biggest. Specialised for the Arctic. Specialised bear, isn't it? So let's just jump over to our... I'm getting animals now. I've got a cat. And they start pestering. This is Shikima. Detective Shikima Greggs. And they pester and pester, and I'm going to have to stop doing this and go and deal with the animals in a minute. But we'll finish the bears. We'll push through the bears. Come on, live streaming to no one. We're going to push through the bears. But it's alright to live stream to no one because I'm going to edit it later. Come on. Polar bear on the list. Can you see the list? You can see. That's a dog chasing a cat. So you can see the list. Yeah. You can see the list. We're on the list. We're on the tier list. You can hear me. You can hear me. You can hear me. Yeah. 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 Okay. And you've got the tier list, and I've got the tier list, and we're going to put polar bear, and we're going to put it A-star, aren't we? Polar bear's got to be A-star. It's got to be. It's the biggest, specialised, special ops, big old polar bear. Top of the list. Better than a panda, isn't it? If you saw one of those in the wild, you'd fucking shit your pants. Don't say swear words. You would be shocked. Well, not that shocked because you'd be in the Arctic or Ontario. I suppose Ontario. If you're in Ontario, if it was me and I was in Ontario, I wouldn't expect to see a polar bear. And if I did see one, it would put the chills right through me. Yeah, A-star. Big old polar bear. Let's go back to the bears. Our final two bears. We're going to have to take a little break before we do these final two bears because I've got to feed animals. And since there's no one watching live, it doesn't matter. But God help us, if I was doing a proper stream, I would have to have a better way of dealing with animals on a regular basis, wouldn't I? I have to think about that. So I'll be back soon. Bear with me. I'm going to say that a number of times, and every time it's going to be just as awful a pun as the first time. In fact, I don't even like it. It didn't even, bear with me. I don't know.